Welcome.
Glad to be here and presenting today for Metallic Minerals and the Metallic Group. My name is Greg Johnson. I am President and CEO of Metallic Minerals. Today we are going to be talking about high-grade silver in the Keno Hill and La Plata mining districts for Metallic Minerals, which is listed on the Venture Exchange as symbol MMG. We're going to be making forward-looking statements, so we would advise you to take a look at the company's respective filings on its various projects. So in introducing Metallic Minerals, Metallic is part of a group of companies, 3 companies in what we call the Metallic Group. All 3 companies have taken the same approach to business in that we are focused on acquiring district-scale land positions in North American brownfields mining jurisdictions, so areas that already have existing mines and infrastructure, where we see the potential to make new discoveries, applying new technologies and models in areas that have already proven to be rich in metal resources. Metallic Minerals is the silver and gold focused member of the company. Group 10 is our platinum group metal and battery metal focused company. And Granite Creek Copper is our copper and gold focused company. We share a common back office and corporate support for these 3 groups, but each company has a separate management and board. We also have some specialized technical people that float between the 3 companies. So reduced cost to operate the companies and enhanced benefit in terms of depth of the technical team. Specifically with Metallic Minerals, our approach, we're a relatively new company since mid-2016. The company's highly experienced management team in high-grade vein deposits and porphyry systems initiated focus in the Keno Hill Silver District starting in 2016. We basically recognized the potential of this district, which has had over 200 million ounces of high-grade past production and 100 million ounces of new recent discoveries to be an excellent area of focus. Particularly 2 of the biggest deposits discovered in the district to date, very recently at Birmingham and Flame and Moth, which we would argue are some of the best undeveloped silver mines in the world. The consolidation of the district has kind of had 3 components. We acquired ground from a number of private parties in the district. We acquired some ground from other public companies. And then because we did these acquisitions at the bottom of the market cycle, we were able to pick up ground that was dropped by other parties, giving us the 2nd largest land position in the district and including 8 past producing mines on our own holdings. We very rapidly were able to prioritize a variety of target areas for further exploration work, advancing 3 of these already to an initial mineral inventory stage, and another 3 that are ready to drill. In addition, work in the greenfields areas, the less explored parts of this brownfield district, has allowed us to identify 12 new targets that we will be testing starting this year in 2020. We likewise announced last fall the consolidation and acquisition of the La Plata mining district in Colorado, southwestern US. And this project, though earlier stage than Keno Hill, will be advanced in parallel. One of the things I'd like to just emphasize for a moment would be the significance of being a brownfields exploration means that we already have existing infrastructure and known deposits that have already been discovered in this geologic setting. That reduces risk significantly, allows us to have a much higher probability of making major discoveries and to reduce the timeline and cost to take those assets to production. All of this can result in enhanced shareholder value creation for the Metallic Minerals shareholders. Looking here on the upper right-hand side is a photo of the western entrance into the Keno Hill district. As you can see, it's highway accessible. It has grid power on site, and our project is in an area that is excellent area for exploration. Over the last couple of years, starting with the acquisition of the ground, we focused really in two parts. One on advancing targets that could quickly go to resource stage and then future development to mines along the known productive mine trends, as well as secondly, doing the first exploration work in areas that have been previously underexplored, where we've identified a number of major multi-kilometer scale targets. This year in 2020 is going to be an exciting year for the company. It's one of the largest drill programs ever undertaken. We have 2 drills turning currently on the project, one focused on the advanced stage target areas and one testing reconnaissance holes into some of these new multi-kilometer scale targets. I think this twin focus at Keno Hill was one of the reasons that renowned resource investor Eric Sprott took his initial investment last fall in the company. And then in our recent syndicated financing also came in again to increase the scale of his position. As many of you know, Eric is quite bullish on silver, and this was one of his first positions in the Keno Hill Silver District. The second asset we'll mention today is the La Plata Silver Gold Copper asset in the southwestern US. As I said, this is a newer asset that will be advancing in parallel, but has the potential to be a company maker in its own right. Lastly, the last asset that we'll mention today is our alluvial production portfolio. This is a business plan to bring rapid production of gold into the company, really optioning ground to experienced Yukon mining operators to allow them to go into production rapidly and pay us a royalty on production. We already have 4 licensees on this ground, and we have room for another 10 or 15 operators. So over the next couple of years, this could be a source of non-dilutive cash flow for the company and production, and gives us a real core sustainability element to the company. Looking at the team, this is a team that has a track record of discovery and advancement of some of the largest deposits in northwestern North America, and particularly in Alaska, Yukon, and British Columbia, where we're focused. This means that we have excellent experience working with the local governments, the First Nations, and this all results in lower risk. In addition, the group is recognized for its environmental sustainability practices, which speak to the ability to be able to advance these projects quickly. Looking at the mill that sits in the center of the district, this was built in 2010 by Alexco Resources. They are moving back into production in Q4 of this year, which is a major development for the district and for the Yukon, being the 3rd new mine to come on stream in the last 12 months. Looking at some of the key production parameters, 800 grams per ton is the highest silver grade in the industry. 4 to 5 million ounces of silver per year average production makes this a top 15 silver mine with room to grow. And at operating costs under $11 US at current prices, this is going to be a very significant operation. With 8 years of mine life, there's room to grow in the district and to provide new feed, and that's going to be a focus for Metallic Minerals going forward. This is what a Keno-style deposit looks like. This is underground, right on trend with our own holdings at the Keno deposit. You can see between the 2 red lines the high-grade metals within the massive sulfide veins in Keno Hill. The largest of these deposits are well over 50 to 100 million ounces, which is our target type. And these structurally controlled deposits are quite straightforward in terms of understanding where they occur, and it will be the focus of our exploration work. Looking at a geologic map of the district, here you can see the layers of the geology which dip to the south. The red lines represent the vein structures where they're mapped at surface. As we look at the major structure corridors shown along these lines, we see that the largest of the historic producing mines occur in these orange circles, anywhere from tens of millions of ounces to 100 million ounces. The new discoveries in the district occur in these yellow circles shown here, which are part of the current mine plan for the Keno Hill Silver District. And the red circles represent historic areas of high-grade production which Metallic Minerals is now undertaking exploration. These red ellipses that you can see here highlight some of these less explored areas that share the same geologic characteristics as the more productive mines on the west, And we're excited to be tested these various targets this year as part of the first reconnaissance drilling on the eastern part of the district. The western part of the Keno district was consolidated early. That's where most of the historic production, most of the green fields, the blue sky areas for the district occur here on the eastern side, where much of our exploration is focused. Highlighting for a second the land holdings, here in the golden brown color outlines our holdings, which are dominantly on the eastern part of the district, as well as to the south and in some places internal. The red circles highlight the 4 areas of advanced stage targets shown on this map, and the red circles represent the early stage multi-kilometer scale targets that we're testing this year as well. Looking at the eastern Keno area, this is one of the areas of real excitement on the project in 2020. We've identified 12 separate multi-kilometer, very enriched silver base metal targets, shown here in the bright colors on the map. For scale, in the lower right-hand corner, you can see 2 kilometers. So these are multi-kilometer scale, many of them running over 100 grams per ton silver in soils, which would be ore grade in many open pit minings in Nevada or Mexico. The exciting development in these new targets is that they hold out the potential for not only high-grade vein-style deposits, which Keno is classically known for, but the potential that we could have bulk tonnage silver deposits similar to the Penasquito and Cripple Creek mines of Newmont, which are some of the largest silver deposits in the world. Shown here on this cross section to the right is Penasquito. On the left at the same scale is the Keno Silver target areas, which shares some of the same characteristics. Multi-kilometer scale footprints of metals in soils that are actually running the same grade as ore in the Penasquito deposit. We've got geophysical signatures that are very similar to Penasquito, and an overall geologic setting that makes this an exciting target for us to be testing in 2020. Looking at the La Plata project, just briefly, located in the southwestern US, again, a historic high-grade silver and gold district in what's called the Colorado Mineral Belt, located in the state of Colorado. This district sits between a couple of major continental scale structures. Historically, though known for high-grade production, in modern times, we've seen a number of major mines, such as Rio Tinto's Bingo Canyon mine, the Freeport deposits, Newmont's Cripple Creek, and of course, the copper deposits in the Arizona Copper Belt operated by Freeport. Historically, the significant production has come from high-grade vein districts very similar to Keno Hill, and at La Plata, at the very southern end of this belt, this district, which we acquired last fall, shows great promise for both porphyry-style, precious metal-rich mineralization, as well as high-grade silver and gold, which was the historic focus in the district. Looking at this cross-section for a moment, you can see a slice through the district with the porphyry system in the center of the district. This area was drilled by Rio Tinto and Phelps Dodge in the 1950s. And it sits in the center of the district that was historically the focus of mining, where there were 90 different high-grade mines and prospects around it. With Freeport coming in and focusing in the porphyry system, they defined a historic resource that we will be following up. Metallic Minerals coming in on the project, which has really been off the market for more than 50 years, is applying some of the same tools that have been so effective at Keno Hill in this district for exploration, undertaking the first modern mapping, geophysics, and geochemistry, which is demonstrating a very significant scale system. And with this historic resource, follow-up work has the potential to rapidly move this project to a modern 43101 resource. Looking at the milestones for metallic minerals over the last couple of years, the first couple of years were focused very much on acquisitions, followed by a data mining process with over 100 years of mining history in the Keno district. In 2019, we started to undertake extensive drilling, trenching, and underground sampling. This has now gone into modeling, which is taking us towards initial mineral inventories and which will build towards initial resources. With the acquisition of La Plata, undertaking that same kind of work, resulting that in 2020, we're looking at advancement, drill testing, and expansion of known mineralization, testing of new targets for the first time that have never been drill tested, and confirmation drilling at La Plata on areas that have been identified with historic drilling. We've got an exciting period of news ahead with these active programs, both at Keno and La Plata. We've already announced the start of exploration and initial results coming out of Keno Hill. With 2 drills turning, there's going to be a lot of news to continue to come over the next 6+ months. And we hope to see exploration and a modest drill program at La Plata later this fall. Lastly, as we conclude the story with Metallic Minerals, I think one of the things that really sets Metallic apart from other companies in the silver space is the fact that we've got world-class scale systems measured in kilometers. These show ore grades based on past mining. We've got a team that understands how to explore for these and has a track record of success in growing ounces and deposits and advancing them to production. And we're applying world-class models and technology in a district that already has infrastructure in place that would facilitate rapid advancement of these projects. So you've got a highly experienced team. We've consolidated district scale land positions in these prolific, productive mineral belts. We have the opportunity to rapidly advance these targets with the infrastructure in place, and it gives our investors high leverage to silver and gold. So just wrapping up here on the capital structure, Metallic Minerals, about 120 million shares outstanding. We've been trading in the 60 cent to $1 range recently. That gives us roughly $100 million market cap, $10 million in the treasury, no debt, about $12 million in in-the-money warrants and options that are naturally coming in. Metallic Minerals trades under the symbol MMG and closely follows the trading patterns of the SILJ ETF, which is the junior silver ETF, as well as the venture index, though we've led the performance of these indices over the past year and a half. In terms of shareholder composition, management owns approximately 22% of the company. Eric Sprott is our largest shareholder, having participated in 2 significant financings. And we have a number of institutional investors, particularly that came in this last syndicated financing with Canaccord. So with that, that's really the snapshot of Metallic Minerals. Perhaps I can open it up to see if there are any questions.
Yes, thank you, Greg, for the wonderful presentation. There are definitely a few questions firing here. The first one is coming from Don. He's asking if, because you're working in the far north, are the news flow also seasonal as well?
Well, we do. Our field season typically in the Yukon would be May till October, although in the project areas where we're along the highway, that can be extended significantly. For instance, our next door neighbor, Alexco Resources, they operate year round, of course. But the exploration process has various stages. So you're drilling, you're sampling. It takes time to get those samples in and results in and start to model them. So we would expect news flow to really start to pick up over the next month or two and go well into early next year. The La Plata project has a broader seasonality as well. We're just starting to kick off that exploration program, so that will continue to enhance it. And both of these projects are projects that you can do exploration activity in the springtime as well. So as we start to get into 2021 and the activities there, we may undertake things like geophysics and other activities. So we would actually expect a pretty steady, consistent news flow for the next 6+ months and well into 2021.
The next one from Franklin. He's asking about the Keno Hill silver mine. Do you know the main reason for being shut down before? Is it just the low silver price? That's all?
Yeah, the prices, they were mining historically on a lower grade deposit. So when the metal prices fell into the low teens, they made the difficult decision to go ahead and shut down to focus on exploration. Now, that exploration was highly successful. They made 2 major discoveries. So going back into production on the Birmingham and Flame and Moth deposits, which are much higher grade, and having restructured their royalty with Wheaton Precious Metals, I think Alexco is going to be in a much better position to be able to remain in production going forward. And at today's metal prices should be very profitable operation. The advantage for us to have that operating mine right in the center of the district is if we find a significant discovery, it gives us an easy opportunity to bring that material rapidly to production, perhaps through a joint venture or a toll milling arrangement. If we find something larger, it may result in a merger between Metallic Minerals and Alexco, or perhaps attract a larger silver producer into the district, which might result in consolidation of the entire district under a larger silver producer.
Thank you again for your time here today.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be back.
Thank you.